I always tell people in my company, just the other day, a guy worked for me in marketing. He wrote me something like, this campaign's doing well. And I said, to make money, you have to speak the language of money. The language of money, you got to talk in numbers. And let's speak to the person watching, because a lot of people, I feel like school burnt them out because it forced you to learn math without any context. You probably like math because you're counting. You're counting millions.
I'll show you how much. Well, no, not even how much I'm counting, right? I'll tell you how much I like math. I have a 6-year-old son, Jake.
Yeah.
And if he wants anything at all, he's got to answer a math question.
Oh, really?
Yes. Got to answer a math question. He's doing fractions now. He's 6, right? My daughters, I do the same thing, but they roll their eyes at me and say, "Daddy, they're not as competitive." But math rules the world.
Yes.
There's nothing you can do without having a basic understanding of math. Now, you don't have to be a rocket scientist, and you don't have to know everything and quadratic equations and all that stuff. But once you understand that there's a rhyme and reason to math, there's a rhyme and reason to music, there's a rhyme and reason to business, there's a rhyme and reason to finance, there's a rhyme and reason to accounting. To your point, you can speak the language.
Yes.
More importantly, you can walk into any room and understand the language they're speaking.
Yes.
Right? Because
you don't want to be embarrassed.
Well, not only do you not want to be embarrassed, you want to be able to win.
Yeah.
So if you can't understand, when someone starts talking about debits and credits and retained earnings and cash flow, right?
Yes.
What's the difference between profit and loss and cash flow? Huge difference.
Yes.
Right? How can you game it? What are the things that you need to understand?
And by the way, cash flow is what you have to watch at the beginning.
Always.
You can have a lot of
beginning
paper
and
profit.
end. Trust me. Yeah. You could. Lots of people had huge. Enron had huge net income.
Yeah.
Bernie Madoff showed huge net income.
Yes.
Yeah, they ain't got shit now, right?
Yeah.
So you've got to understand all the elements. To me, it's critical to be able to, if I were going to redo curriculum, for schools today, and I've tried to help a couple schools, I wouldn't make it so much about here's what marketing's all about, here's what accounting, but I would say you'd have to learn accounting, you'd have to learn finance, you have to learn the basics of marketing, but you also have to be able to go into any business that I named and explain to me how that business works and how that business makes money and what their important metrics are.
Yeah.
Because, if you're looking to start a company, if you don't understand what your potential customers are going to use your product for or how, whether it's an individual using an app, look at Snapchat, right? They had to go from, topless pictures, that, boys are trying to talk their girls into or vice versa, right? To, okay, how are we going to make money?
Yes.
And they had to understand their audience.
That's when the rubber hits the road.
That's when the rubber hits the road. So now they're trying all these different things to see what works. But if they didn't understand, where their money was going to come from and who their customer was and how they were going to get it, and there's still uncertainty with where they're at now, they've got no shot.
Yeah.
They'd just be one more app that flames out.
Yeah.
So if you don't understand how your customers are going to use your product and how they'll see value enough to, provide you money or have advertisers that provide you money, you've got no shot.